Welcome race fans to the Autoclub Speedway for the NORL Busch Bonanza Autoclub 300 event. Two qualifying races about to be rebroadcast to you that were run earlier today to decide the rest of the grid. Just like at Daytona, top 12 are in, and then the highest in points from last season that did not make it on from the races. Pace lap already underway for race number one. Kevin Corbett on the pole. He was 21st in points last season, so he's basically locked in. 25 laps in each, and the pace car will be peeling away. Pace car's in. And we are green from Autoclub for qualifying race number one. Here comes Frank Womack on the outside, very strong at Daytona with that car, looking to continue the strength here at Autoclub. Field spreads out down the backstretch. Connor Germain charging on the bottom. Had a nasty ride at Daytona, flipping that car multiple times. But Connor is A-OK to race today. Scott Deutsch in the 16 trying to make a show. Did not make Daytona. As Kevin fades to the back of this lead breakaway. Further cars fading off the back. Patrick Calgill to the lead. Kevin coming back towards the front of this group, starting his charge on the bottom. Calgill leads. Then it's Bernard Person. A little break there forming at the front. We'll see if they can keep that break up or if they get drawn back in here. Aaron Cummings looking for the lead now. Up to some aerial coverage, get an idea how wide this place really is and how much of it they're going to use. 3 wide right now, looking at 4, but thinking better of it so far. Down this front stretch, a lot of room. Connor going all the way to the bottom. Yeah, there we go, we got 4 across the track here. As Womack sticks it on that 3rd lane, going to force Kevin up to the 4th groove. 4th groove, not the fast one. A little bit sketchy up there near the wall. Good view of most of the pack here, though. We see a couple of stragglers coming back. 4 wide again, right in the middle of the pack. A 3-car breakaway at the front. Cummings, Heron, and Joint. And now Ken's going for the bottom there. He wants 2nd spot. And he wants the lead now, too. Cummings holding on tough, but here comes that 33 with the run on the bottom. And Joint going to the lead. Womack having to reset all the way at the back. As Cruz Monsevis going for the lead now himself. little sketchy here. These guys do know that this is a qualification race, and wrecking your car here really doesn't do you a lot of good. Got some laps left. No need to do anything rash here. 3 wide at the front. Scott Deutsch going for the lead. Deutsch will take it here for a moment. 41 charging now. Here comes Diggs. Kevin giving him a great push. Top and the bottom moving. The middle stalled out. 4 wide through the corner here. Rain's going to stay on the bottom here and try to take the spot from Kevin. And Rains is going to go to the lead. This lead group's starting to diminish now. Looks like we got 15 cars up here. Whoa, 4 wide, a little sketchy here off of turn 4. Kevin goes all the way to the back. Kevin gonna have to regroup. Let's get him on board from that front bumper cam. Listen to the roar of those engines. Field going down the backstretch. They look so tiny from here. And they've clearly dropped everybody off behind them. We got a pair behind them, the 6 of Rodriguez and the 36 car of Thomas Farrer, about 5 seconds off, and then a large gaggle behind them. Everybody off the back of this lead group is really only going to get in if there's an incident. Pack here is going to be working to try to sort out, figure out who they can drop off the back. Kevin moving his way forward. Womack has gone to the lead. That car is looking strong. Gonna be 10 to go here at the line. Womack leads. Womack starting to stretch four of them off the front here. That car is very strong. Look at this lead group. They're really trying to stretch it out here. These first 3 or 4 would love to get away. Of course, now they're going to infight with each other now that I mention it. But if they could get away, basically lock themselves into the race. We're nearing the point here quickly where caution will end the race anyway. So just getting out ahead of this and staying out of trouble is going to be the move, I suspect. So we now work lap 19. As they now go 3 wide in this lead quartet. So anything I said, throw that out the window. They've brought Rains and Cummings to the back of them, but they are still stretching away from the rest of the group. Bernard's trying to get on contact with them, but this 48 is just yanking these cars down the track. Kevin would really like to get up and get himself into the top 12 because that gives a little more wiggle room for Doug Spark, his teammate. But Kevin will gladly take the lock-in from points if he needs to. And it's starting to look like he may have to for this race. Although the field now getting very single file, but also starting to close back up where they're not single file. Because the front of the field is getting a little racy. I think Rains nearly cleared himself up into Cummings there, and the whole group is starting to come back together now. Or at least most of it. Those last few are having a hard time getting on contact. They need some dicing to start happening ahead of them, but I don't know what's going to happen. Stello and Kevin are back there really not looking like they're going to make time on the group. Yeah, I think these last 3 have gotten dropped. 41 may even be getting dropped. Running out of laps to get back up there, but now we got a fight forming at the 2nd spot in line. Ken held him off. Got 12 cars now really in contact, 3 off the back. That may put an end to any squabbling there. There's going to be 2 to go at the line here. Womack continues to lead. He's got a strong car again this week. White flag in the air this time around. 86 charging on the bottom. Here comes the 51 all the way at the bottom. And the rest of them have lost contact. Kevin is going to have to rely on points from last season from the looks of it, unless something happens here ahead of him. Down the back. Womack's got the speed still. I don't think anybody's going to get to him. Off of turn 4. Frank Womack's going to win qualifier 1 here. Or is he? They're going to go 3 wide. Nope, he's got the run. He's going to win it. It's going to be Womack, Rains, Cummins, Heron, Person, Cowgold, Joint, Gunk, Monsevius, Germain, Fitzmaurice, and Diggs, and Kevin's going to have to rely on points. Let us get your tape of qualifying event number 2. And here we go, field rolling for qualifying event number 2 for the Autoclub 300. Same story, but there is not going to be a points provisional spot for anybody in this field, so anybody not in the top 12 ain't making it, since Kevin has already gobbled up that spot. Pace car comes in, and we are going to get the green flag. Parker leads them to the green. Spreads out on the first lap, trying to get themselves sorted out, figure out who's going to be in it and who's not. I love how I just keep getting all this wind noise. Doug Spark trying to charge towards the front. Back we come. Starting to see cars get tailed off the back already. Ooh, Spark going for the lead. Here comes Harding in the 47 on the bottom. Much larger lead pack than we saw in the previous heat. 5 cars already off the back, a 6 on his way out. As Baron McComas has taken the lead. And the number 2 Twizzler Mustang. I think the 85's getting trailed off here. Look at this hornet's nest that Mark Guthrie's got himself in the middle of. Down the back they come. 4 wide to most of the field. Look at this pack all over each other. There's a lot more urgency, it feels like, here than we saw in the last heat. Look at them. But maybe it's just because we don't have a strong leader here to rip this field apart. Look at them. 5, maybe 6 wide. Jeez. Definitely 5 wide there. We still got 20 laps after this, guys. JT Armstrong takes the lead. But Scott Drake wants it for himself. 85's gotten back on terms with the lead group. When they're 5 wide, that's going to punch a big enough hole that a halfway decent car should be able to do that. We got some good cars here, and we're going to send some of them home. Hopefully not on the back of a wrecker, though. Oh, we got contact. Car in the wall. Oh, the 32's in it, too. Multiple cars in the wall. Caution's out. Guthrie's going to try to get it going here, but that thing is bent up on both ends. What started that? I think we had guys leaning on each other. It's going to be my best guess as to what just happened here. Let's go up to the blimp for the replay. Let's see what happens here. 66 and the 8 are going to just get hooked. 5's going to go up into the wall. Oh, when Nigel got turned there, it hooked the 32 hard into the wall. He went. So we got Ramaswamy, Van Buren, Hill, and Guthrie in it for sure. Let's take a look at the onboard with Ortiz, the 10. Did he get a piece of this? You'll see him start spinning in front of him. Smoke, debris flying through the air. Oh, yeah, he got a chunk of the back of that car and a whack in the door. So the Fox Factory number 10 also has picked up damage in this incident. Let's see what PDJ Zeller says. Oh, I think he got a little bit of the back of that car, but not too bad. So caution out on the speedway for an accident involving Van Buren, Guthrie, Ortiz, Ramaswamy, Hill, and Armstrong. That could be cars getting eliminated from a chance to race later today. Excuse me. Race later today. All right, lights out on the pace car. Everybody has continued after that incident. Nobody out of the race itself, but we have cars with a decent amount of damage. Alright, so we're going to have 10 laps in the book when we get going. pace car ready to peel off the track here. Parker leads. Pace car peels away from the grandstand. We're going to see this green flag and watch a couple laps with y'all. Green, green, green. I already see some of the damaged cars getting trailed off the back. See how much this field reforms. Guthrie and Van Buren are in trouble. Look at this pack just on top of each other. Spark all the way up on the wall. He's going to end up getting put 4 wide if he stays up there. Look at this pack, and they're trying to drop this 85 off the back. I don't know if the 85 is going to be able to hang there. He was just hanging with the pack before the crash. And we've got 15 cars, counting the 85 here. He's coming back into the group. They're just... They've learned nothing from that crash, have they? And Doug Spark going for the lead of the qualification. I think he's got it here for a moment. Moves up though, and here comes another car. Here comes Bontempi, but he doesn't get there. Spark's gonna lead this lap, not that it counts for anything at all. Robbo Womack is going to the front, but here comes Stefan Harding with a dive bomb on the inside. everybody's staying with this group for the time being. I think they're going to catch a pair of cars from the wreck earlier, though. It's going to be good when we get out of last season's points lock-in, because some of these drivers really deserve to be in the race, but they're not getting in for guys that I think are going to trundle around in the race from last season's points. But we'll have to see what that looks like when we get to round 6 of the championship. '85 coming up towards the front, but now they're going to get shuffled. Scott showing what he can do with good equipment, bringing that 40 to the front of the field. 6 laps to go. And in this lead pack, we're going to be sending 3 of them home. Doug wanted to turn in, but Forporti got there. Dust there. I think a car's gone to the pit lane, potentially. Unclear where that dust came from. Not really worried about no caution on the speedway. Parker's gone back to the front of this field. Yeah, we do see the slow, damaged cars up there. I think they are going to catch them. Starting to get into the time where the urgency is going to pick up. Running out of laps, so you need to have a few cars behind you here if you want to make it through. Got to have 3 of them in your rear view mirror, otherwise you are not racing in the 300. And when they catch these slower lap cars, that could really shuffle this out, as the front of the field has just stretched it right out. Here are the lap cars. Time for chaos. Lap cars check up some of the lead group here. He's going to try to bring this group together. Womack getting severely hampered here by Guthrie. Doug Spark looking for the inside on Van Buren, going to get it. Now Guthrie's in the middle of the road. They're going by him on both sides here. Doug can't get to the bottom. Here comes the 42, going to cram it in there. The 42 nearly collects the 32. Doug finally gets around the 32 here. 99, the 85 is stuck behind the 32 for another moment here. And they've all cleared the slower traffic. And it's going to be white flag here. Time to decide it. Doug Spark going forward at the right time. Others going backwards at the wrong time. Here we go. Down the backstretch for the final time. Baldinger, Shadle trying to make a move here. The 85's too far back. Not going to be a threat. They're going to get side by side back here. Here comes Baldinger trying to get himself into the show. He needs to make one more pass. He's got to pass this 18. Checkered flag in the air. I don't think he's going to do it. Oh, that was close. What does the scoring say? He did it. He made it in. It'll be Parker, Spark, Drake, Scott. Make sure I get the right name for all these drivers, because some of these are new drivers to me. David Courtney, of course. Rebo Womack, Brian Lowe, Matt Bontempi, I believe. Yep. Baron McComas, Adriano Fraporti, David Baldinger, and Stefan Harding make it. We will join you back here in a moment with the main event.
Drivers, to your cars.
welcome to the Autoclub 300 for the NORL Busch Bonanza series. On the pole, Jim Fitzmaurice, and alongside him is going to be last week's winner at Daytona, Frank Womack. On the second row, Tommy Davis and Philip Parker. Third row appears to be Dave Daniels and Kevin Corbett. We will find out as the field actually rolls here in a minute. Ken Joint and Patrick Cowgill, Adam Beresford and Aaron Cummings, as far as I can see with certainty. Should be gaining the command to start engines here momentarily.
Drivers, start your engines.
Hey, would you look at that? And the field will roll off. Straight through the camera. Alright, we had two exciting qualification events. One incident in those two races eliminated a few cars from contention today that ran pretty well at Daytona. 300 miles, 150 laps around this 2-mile speedway. We have seen pack racing all weekend, and I expect to see more of it. We'll have to see if we can get away with it without an incident. Coming off turn 4, pace car is ready to come on in. Fans on their feet, ready for action. Pace car is in. What could possibly be the last race ever at Auto Club is green, green, green. Very long pause to the green. Here we go down the backstretch for the first time. Look at them fanning out. And here comes a charge on the bottom. Ken Joint looking to lead it. And I think he will get the lap, but here comes Beresford. Ken Joint leads. So the field gets a little rowdy, I would say, for this early in the race, but we know our Bonanza drivers. This is how they are. Rowdy from lap 1 to the checkered flag. Ben White already losing the draft. Look at this, 4 wide in the middle of the field. I bet they're going to go 5 if we let them. Plenty of track for it. Doug Spark charging to the front. And we're slowly seeing cars fall off the back. Whoa, that looked like it was going to be a crash, but Ken got away with it. Spark won't lead the lap. Who led the lap? Looks like Vatcher got himself a lap led. I think we're going to get a lot of different leaders in this race, if they can stay out of trouble. Oh, the 54 has blown a motor on the high side. And he's not going to get down without causing an incident. We've got a crash in the back of the field. Cars going around at the back of the field. I'm going to try to get my camera there. The 18 is backwards in the middle of the track. And the 54 coming to the pit lane, smoke pouring out of it. Officials were reaching for the flag for... oil possibly down. They couldn't even get there. So the 54 tried to get down. There was just nowhere for this 18 to go. He just got together with him. Is the 7 going to stay out of this? He did. I don't think anybody else was a part of that. Maybe the 22? Yeah, it looks like a couple of cars may have laid a fender into the wall trying to miss it. Let's see what the 22 saw here. Just cars spinning in front of him, finally finds a hole and gets around it. Caution on the speedway for the first time. An incident after an engine failure for the 54 put him in conflict with the rest of the field. 54 is done for the day. The field is trying to get sorted out here. Cars are not where they're supposed to be. Pit road is going to be open here. And pit road is open. Looks like everyone's going to come in at this first time of asking. For how packed up they were, I'm surprised it was that small of an incident. Race off of pit road. Who is going to be the leader when we go back to green? And it looks like Jim Fitzmaurice is going to win the race off of pit road. The 18 back into the fray. So not many laps in here. Already one incident, one car out of the race. I didn't see if the lights went on the pace car. Nope, lights still on the pace car, so we've got at least one more lap at reduced speed before we're going to line them up and set them off. We'll have to see if the 18 has lasting damage or if that car is okay. It wasn't a huge hit, but aerodynamics being what they are, that may, may reduce his chances of a victory today. Not the best start to the season so far for that 54 team. They had a decent finish at Daytona, but whoops, smacking the mic. A DNF here is not going to do them any favors. Lights out on the pace car. So we've got 41 cars running. All of them are on the lead lap still. Damage only seems to be greatly evident to the 18. And let's actually see if we can't get a close-up look. Front end's a little crinkled. No real rear end damage. It's definitely damaged, but it's not destroyed. So we'll have to see what he's got when the green flag comes back to the speedway. Top 10 as we get ready for the restart. Fitzmaurice, Whitman, Bontepi, Parker, Cummings, Polson, Baldinger, Brian Lowe, Mogard, and Cowgill are your top 10 as we get ready to send them back to full speed. Pace car ready to pull in. Fans on their feet once again. Pace car peels away. Green, green, green. Back to it at Autoclub. Good start from Fitzmaurice here. Trying to stretch away here, draw this field out and break it apart. I don't know that the pack's going to be on board with that plan, but we'll see what happens. At least good for a lap. That might be something for somebody to keep in their notebook for the end of the race. Here comes Parker closing up on the leader. I see Frank Womack looming large coming forward. As Parker and Fitzmaurice try to stretch away. Nope, Parker wants the lead. He won't have it there, but he's making a good challenge of it. Here comes Womack. Push coming from Corbett and Spark. Those two teammates have hooked up behind Womack. And they're going for the middle. That's a option, I suppose. As Womack takes the lead. He was very strong in his qualifier. Let's see if he's got the same strength as Kevin and Doug get separated. Womack will lead the lap. Spark's going to make it 4 wide, trying to get its way forward here. Whoops. And Womack's gotten shuffled. Daniels has come to the front, but a lot of challenge coming on the bottom. I think the pack's just growing at this point. I think everybody there behind him is slowly closing up on it. We're right back to this 4 wide situation we were in before the caution. Oh, I think we're 5 wide here. Briefly. Just holding our breath watching these guys run this tight, this hard, this early in a race. I'm just waiting to see cars bouncing off each other. This is going to get ugly real quick if somebody makes even the smallest mistake. This is nail-biting time for these crew chiefs. It may be actually beneficial to be one of these groups that's off the back. I don't know that you want to be in this pack right now. Nobody seems strong enough to break this pack up either. We're just trading the lead lap after lap. Ken Joint will lead that lap. Jim Gunk trying to catch this pack. Like I said, I don't know that you want to catch this pack. Look at this, 5 wide. Are we 6 wide in the corner? We're touching. Oh, we're going to the wall. Big time, big crash. Kevin was certainly in that, so was Spark. Beresford's in it. Parker. We still got cars coming at speed. Look out. That was fairly predictable for that kind of racing this early in a race. They just, like, somebody needed to lift there. I don't know who, but somebody needed to, and nobody did it. Cummings got all the way up into the catch fence. What an incident. That was... Somebody needed to lift there. I don't know who, but somebody needed to, and nobody did it. Cummings got all the way up into the catch fence. Like, we're here. Like, we're already touching. I don't know who I would blame that incident on, but there was a lot of guys racing with no brains there, and it ended quite badly. Oh, Gunk. Oh. I don't know that anybody that was in that really got away with it. The 50 maybe. Like, contact starts on both sides here almost simultaneously. And I think Doug actually got away with it. Look at the 79 up in the catch fencing. The one's just absolutely destroyed. That car is almost certainly done. The 51 is monster mashed. Dwight York's up here on the high side in the 57. He's just going to suddenly see cars come flying at him. Yeah, here they come. Whack, whack. Oh, into the wall. There's the 51 hung up in the catch fence. It's going to take a minute to get that car out of there. And then the second group's coming. And somehow I think these guys all got going without hitting any of these cars that were off the back. That part's amazing to me. Let's take a look from the 51 here. What do we got on boards for the 51? Let's do the left side view. We're going to see this whole pack come at us. Whack. The car just gets up in the air, up into the catch fence, and the fence brings it to a halt, but it just hangs up there in the catch fence. What a colossal crash we've just had. 51's been towed back. Pit stops have just finished. Ken Joint is the leader. The 46 is done, and the 1 is also done for the day. Not a good finish for Kevin. .51 done, 78 is done. It looks like just about everybody else that was in that has continued now. Seeing a pit stop for the 69. As we work caution, we'll run you through the running order now. As we run, Ken Joint leads. Jackson Vatcher, Mark Huron, John Cheeseman, Dave Daniels, Broderick Whitman, David Courtney, Ronaldo Scott, Frank Womack, and Matt Bontempi are the top 10 as we run under the second caution. This one for a very large incident involving a number of cars. 78, 51, 1, 46, 57, 50, 03, 3, 79, all involved. Let's see if we can get an idea of what the states of these cars. 57 doesn't look too bad. 79 and the 3 are tore up. The 50 doesn't look too bad. I think the 0-3 honestly got away with it all. Well, he's got some rear end damage. So maybe he didn't get away with it as well as we thought from the first glance. And I think the 69's just had an issue. Where's the 69 car? I thought I saw him sitting in the pits and I don't see him on track at the moment. Yeah, 69's done. Something has happened to Fitzmaurice in the pits. Not finding him on scoring either, though. Oh, there he is. Yeah, 69. They've had a mechanical failure and called it a day. So a good qualifying effort is not translated for that team. Lights out on the pace car. So that'll leave us 36 cars on the lead lap and 36 cars running out of the race. Jim Fitzmaurice, Kevin Corbett, Adam Beresford, Aaron Cummings, runner-up last week, Tommy Davis, and Joe Mersdorf. Some good cars out of the race already. Could be a good points day here for Womack, Frank that is, if he can get a good finish. Won last week, and now the guy who finished second behind him, out of the race. Alright, so Ken Joint's going to lead him to the green here. Part of me here kind of upset that who was involved in that wreck. I have drivers I may be pulling for that were in that crash. And drivers that, for the sake of the show, I was hoping were maybe going to lose some points this week that look like they're only going to gain. We'll have to see what happens. So a long way to go still in this race. Green flag's going to be in the air here momentarily as we start lap 20. Green, green, green. So, do we think the field goes right back to what they were doing, or do you think they learned anything? I bet they've learned nothing. Bonanza drivers learned very little from others' mistakes. Charging down the backstretch, building speed. Daniels is going to go to the lead, at least for the moment. Don't know if he'll hang on to it for the whole lap to get himself the points. And the Binford Tools Dark Horse Mustang. Here comes the 13 and the 48 charging behind him. Starting to pack up again already. Whoa, almost contact at the front as Womack sticks the nose in there. Field is definitely a little more broken up this time, though, as Womack to the lead. Oh, here comes Rains on the bottom. Big push from Polson and Montseves, or however that. I might just start calling him Brandon Cruz because I don't know that I'm pronouncing the full name correctly. But here comes the 56. Here comes Stefan Harding. Big charge on the bottom. And Joe Polson's going to go for the lead here. Is he going to have it at the line? That was close for the lead. It's being scored as the 007 that lap. But he's not going to be leading when we come back around. Look at this, 5 wide again. Back down to 4. 007 going backwards in a hurry here. And the other Womack has formed up to the back of the field. Mogard taking a charge on the bottom, trying to take the lead from Germain here. And Mogard's going to lead the lap. We're 5 wide again, guys. What are we doing? We're setting ourselves up for another big crash if these guys aren't smart. We're going to just point the camera where the stupid's happening and see what happens. Baldinger going for the lead. They're about to catch the 57 car. Damaged and off the pace, I believe, at this point. You're going to see them go both sides of him. Oh, he gets hit in the rear. We're crashing. The 13's around. Thirteen's in the wall. That 57 was just so far off the pace. I don't know that there was any way that that was not going to happen. Like, everybody in front of him splits either way. And just wham. It's going to get turned down into Scott Drake. And now he's just got it locked up, trying to get it stopped without hitting anything else. 23 just gets through there. The 40, the 80, and the 21 all trying to have an incident with the wall. Caution, of course, on the speedways. The 13 has probably seen the end of its day. They just caught him. They're doing 185. They caught him doing 30 plus mile an hour faster. I don't know what minimum speed is, but I don't think this car was making it. Like, he's got this thing matted. You hear everything rattling around, parts flapping. And here comes the field. Right in the middle of the track is not the place to be. Whack. '71's got a ton of damage from that. Just watch him go around him like he's standing still. Caution, of course, is out at this point. Alright, so caution on the speedway. Dwight York causing an incident as he got lapped. That has caused damage to a handful of cars here. And what happened to Joe Polson? Was there an incident that we missed? He's now got smoke billowing out and the whole front end smashed in. What the heck? So they took the yellow. Oh, something happened there as we took the yellow, and we have had an incident under yellow, and Polson has hit the 58 hard. Number of cars got into this. What was this all about? What happened here? So we've taken the yellow here. Oh, Bontempi's going to get together with Harding, put him into the wall. Sorry, Cruz, and then he's going to get together with Bontempi. Turn Bontempi, Baldinger. Just carnage for no reason here. And Stefan Harding is out of this race. Well, that's insane. Why have they done that? What a just dumb way to be out of the race. 007's done. The 13 is obviously done. 57's going to be coming to the pits here. I don't think he got hit hard enough to have knocked that slow piece of junk out of the race. So I think he'll prove to be a rolling chicane the rest of the afternoon as he comes to the pits. And your leader is going to be Jared Mogard. Oh, the 57 has been retired. Will not be a rolling chicane all day. 32 cars left running. Everybody running is on the lead lap once again. Running order: Jared Mogard, Dave Daniels, Scott Drake, Broderick Whitman, Jackson Vatcher, Rebo Womack, Rains, John Cheeseman, Mark Huron, and Jim Gunk, the top 10 now. Well, while we wait for the restart, maybe I'll just do a little of this. And Rains has just pulled out a line. That 86 might have a problem. Whites have gone out on pace car. But the 86 has certainly got something going on here. Let's see, pit reporters got anything for us? 86 engine trouble. They're going to be coming in at the green here and hoping that they find something silly wrong with the car that they can fix. Alright, pace car's in. The 86 is coming down the pit road, and we are green, green, green. Daniels going for the lead. Here comes the Binford Tools machine. Well, we've pared the field down a bit, haven't we? We'll have to see if it has succeeded in preventing any more silly crashes, but we'll find out. Finally, we ran one 25-lap race, with albeit a smaller field with no incident, one with an incident, and now we've just barely made it beyond that and had 3 cautions already. And the 86 done. 31 cars now remain running in this event. Frank Womack charging his way back up to the front. Cheeseman is now gone to the lead. Starting to see things try to heat up here at the front. And Womack stalking him here. Let's see, which way's Frank gonna go? Frank got him there at the line. And we've got some damaged cars off the pace that are gonna potentially lead to the same situation we saw earlier with York. Yeah, look at Bontempi up there, real slow. We got some slightly damaged cars off the back of this group. That might be the place to be if the groups are going to keep crashing, but we've kind of... I think we've crashed enough cars that maybe we've learned something. I said earlier Bonanza drivers don't learn from others' mistakes, but maybe that'll have changed after seeing a number of incidents here with the pack getting too rowdy, although they're starting to rile it up again. And they're going to catch this 58 with a huge head of steam. And they've caught the 58 with a massive head of steam. Oh, almost a wreck at the back of the field trying to get around him. They get around him, but it definitely broke up that pack. And the chasers go right on past him as well. Stephen Lowe at the back of the lead group. Now this lead group's going to have to try to reform. They've broken up a little bit from catching that slow car. If you don't have a good car here, you're not going to get back on terms, so we'll have to see. Let's ride on board with this 24 for a little bit. Just kind of get an idea what it's like being in this spot in the field. He's going to come up here past the 59. Huge hole of air being punched in front of him by all these cars. And looking at the back of this 99, he may be thinking of a donut. Close in on the 7, they're going to go by him. Got to be getting a huge tow off of that group ahead. But I don't know if it's going to be big enough for them to get up there. We'll have to see. They're catching the 2. See some slower cars up ahead again, going through 3 and 4 off ahead of them. He's not going to wait for the 99 to get the tow. He's going to go past him. Oh, this is a dangerous spot to be this far back. Needs to get a tow. It's really hoping the 2's getting a pull off of that group. Are they getting bigger? Are they getting smaller? That's the question you're going to have to ask yourself if you're in the driver's seat here. Spotter will be able to tell you, but that gut feeling is worth a whole lot more than that stopwatch, I would say. I think they're closing up here. He's certainly closing on the 2. I don't know if the 2's making any inroads though on this group ahead. Is he going to go straight past him? He is. Going to try to slingshot by and maybe catch these guys right as they catch a gaggle of slower cars ahead. That might check him up, string him out enough for him to easily make it. Let's find out. That group ahead is racing each other too. He might get some help from Brian up there. Pack ahead's caught the slower cars and look at them spread out and slow down. We're going to get a huge run here. Here he comes. Where can he go with it? Not a whole lot of room here. He's going to have to check up, but at least he's in with some more of these cars. The 99 was slingshotting in here. There's another slow car up there. That might be Bontempi again. Let's see if this field comes together. Bontempi it is. Real slow in the middle of the track. Big checkup. Here comes the 7 flying by you. But we're back in the lead group here with this car that we're riding on board with. I think he's 12th or 13th in the queue now. But it did stretch out this lead pack and put other drivers in the situation we were just riding with. I think the 21's, well, 21 wasn't in this group. 21's a lap down. But that may have shuffled those last 3. And we're going to get a lot of that here with so many damaged cars limping around the track. It's going to become about managing the traffic on some level. But this should get us out of the situation of constant yellows, so at least we got that for us. Look up at the front here, and hey, would you look who we find? Frank Womack. We're closing in on the 1/3 distance. Womack leads. This pack became a little bit smaller as we've raced, but still a lot of competitive cars here at the front of the group. Person, Whitman, and Diggs, it appears, have been dropped out of that group. Where's that Scott? That is Diggs off the back. They're trying to form up back there, maybe see if they can mount a charge. They caught traffic badly. Maybe the rest of the group will catch traffic badly and bring them back. They need to form up, though, if they want to have any chance, because solo cars are not going to do it. Action. Like, anybody in this group really could win this race, as we're getting ready to catch a trio of slower cars. The group behind, 2 of them have gotten together. They're trying to now chase down Bernard to make it a 3-car group for support back there. 24 is starting to lose the draft. And look at this. Here comes Jack Painter, a new car number. Interesting meme sponsorship. We do not know who actually paid for this sponsorship. The team just says that they were paid in cryptocurrency and that they didn't ask questions. And here's the catch of the slower traffic. Ben White jumped to the inside here. That's going to create a log jam. Now they work their way past and they're catching Bontempi again. And they go right by him. But a good chunk of the pack's not going to get by him here. They're going to try to go by him on both sides here. He's running 46s, and everybody else is running 30s, 37s, and 38s. Like, he's just so far gone with this damage. by him on both sides back there. John Cheeseman goes for the lead. So the lead pack is broken up just a little bit. I'm sure they will work on reforming here. But I think the 99 may have lost the lead group there, hasn't it? Yep. 24 cars remain on the lead lap. Here comes Dave Daniels looking for the lead. So we start lap 50, about a third of the way now. Surprised the 71's staying in this group with that damage he's got, but it must not be too bad if he's staying in this. This lead group is shrinking. They are slowly tailing people off. Each time they lap some cars, I think we're losing a couple. Although we may reach critical mass where that creates a second pack big enough to come back up here. But we're now seeing Ronaldo Scott also get dropped off. So Ronaldo and Diggs, Mondre that is, have those teammates have lost the lead draft. Would you look at that, Frank Womack's going to the lead. We're catching 3 slow cars again now. Where's Frank gonna go? He's gonna go for the bottom. He's gonna get penned in. Ken Joint's gonna try to capitalize on this. Might bring that Pennzoil car back into the fold here. It's going to be enough. Pair of Womack's back here. And Ken Joint to the lead. And here we come catching the 58. And Ken did not get around him. It's broken the field up quite badly. 22's just going to lay into the back of him here. I think Ron might have some grievances. Open, we got pit stops. Look at that, everybody coming in here. Green flag pit stops for the first time today. 71's already on his way out. He must have come in the last lap when we didn't see it. Watching the end of pit road to see him race off here, and they're not coming in any hurry, are they? Okay, I'm looking for the 71 here. It's the first one in, and he is not going to be the leader as we come out. I think Mark Huron may have gotten a massive lead here. But it hasn't cycled through all the way yet. But there's another big gaggle coming out. Here he comes. He's going to pass John Cheeseman, who was the leader. I think Cheeseman's going to end up in this lead group still. I think this is going to form together into a group here. I think these will be our leaders here as we come around to finish the cycle. So Mark Huron leads. Mogard, Frank Womack, Jackson Vatcher, Rabo Womack, and John Cheeseman are the new elect lead group. We'll have to see if any secondary groups form up. And would you look at that, here comes Frank going to the lead. Got 24 cars on the lead lap as we run. And a 6-car lead group. Dave Daniels is off the back of this group. He's going to have to find some help behind him. There is a group forming behind. Here comes Cheeseman. Second group's not really gaining, but they're not losing a lot of time either. 5 seconds back of this group. This group is not working together, they're just racing. Second group's caught Dave Daniels. Second group gained a little time that lap. They might be a better group. So we've caught some traffic here. And most of these cars are going down a lap for the first time. See if this has any real impact on this lead group, if it draws the second pack towards them or not. Second pack stopped gaining time now. Yep, they're still not gaining even with that assistance. We'll see if some of these cars they've just caught have any chance of staying with them, but I'll be surprised they didn't stay with them on the start, so... If anything, this may just drag some of these guys away from the group they're in. So we get a little single file here for a moment at the front of the field. There's another pack they're getting ready to catch of more lap cars. Yeah, second pack's losing time. Rabo Womack going backwards in the lead group here. They're count to catch Jermaine, Brian Lowe, and then Doug Spark will be one of their next ones. Whoa, as they try to snake through. Cheeseman's going to end up in a bad spot. Frank Womack's going to sail on by. Mogard and Rabo get through. Cheeseman's still hung up back there. He's finally going to get clear. They all finally clear that, but that's going to draw this lead group out. Second group still not gaining even with that help. Good lead for Frank. Is he going to be able to clear Doug without losing too much time now? He is not. So they'll come back together here. Although Jackson Vatcher looks like he's in danger of losing the group. I think he's going to be able to drive back, but he's going to have to not make a mistake here and getting around Doug. Alright, and they've caught Bontempi now. And that's messed up this pack again. And that may have just knocked Jared off the back of the group. Because he just got passed again by Doug. As the group starts to break up here. Jared's now 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds off the lead. I think he's just gotten shuffled out of this lead draft. And these two are going to have to work to get up there. Two at the front, Rabo and Mark. As they catch Tony Gunk and Faporti. Here we go. Is Faporti going to check him up? Maybe just a little. That 18 card is nursing some damage. Frank trying to pull back up on these guys. I think Frank's going to get back to him here. I don't know about the rest of them. I think Jared may have gotten shuffled out of the lead draft from that. Cheeseman's coming back to him. The 18 and the 80 are hanging with him here for at least a moment. 83 needs to clear both of those cars though before they get dropped. Catching the 90 now. Catching the 99. And we go 3 wide here for the second spot. 18's really staying with them for the moment. It's helping the 83 stay here. But the 15 is gone. He's It's now 4 seconds to drift. So he's going to have to go back to the second group and hope something happens here for him. Vatcher's got himself back on terms though, so he's in good shape. I think Mogart's just dragging Spark along. And they're catching traffic again. I see, we got 79 here, and the Womacs are going to split him. Nope. Rebo cleared him, Frank did not. Bontempi's coming up ahead of this. Oh, Frank is getting put in a bad way here. Frank finally gets out from behind the 79. He's going to clear the 58 as well. He should be able to pull back up on this group. He's had a strong car ever since they unloaded Daytona at the beginning of the season. Now's the time to use it. Coming up on halfway. A couple of lap cars here are going to help him and Vatcher, I think, pull back up to the lead draft. See if they can muscle right on by these slightly slower lap cars. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide, okay. Back together. Top 5 in a draft with a couple of lap cars hanging on. Frank Womack is back in the lead. Just past halfway, we've got 17 cars still on the lead lap. It's probably not going to stay that way for too much longer. I think they are going to keep reeling guys in. We've had one green flag pit stop, a number of cautions, a couple of crashes, one even under yellow that wiped some cars out. Aaron Cummings had a nasty ride that ended with him in the catch fence. Caught some lap cars here. Frank keeps getting himself put in a bad spot when they catch these lappers. I don't know how many times he can do that before it's going to bite him. Ooh, Rabo, you need to get out of there. That 49 may have just lost this lead group with that one move. 49's now a second off the car ahead. That might be all she wrote. Ooh, when they catch the 3 in a weird spot, the 55's going to get penned in behind him. I think that's brought the 49 back, though. As they go around the 58, 55's going to get stuck behind him. 55's going to turn him in the middle of the front stretch. Into the inside they go. That's a yellow. I'm throwing the yellow for that. The race was already under caution. Apparently the yellow did come out. Alright, so what did we do there? I think just hooked him. Well, that was good for everybody that lost the lead drive. Look at that thing get up in the air there. Did he hit the wall? He did get the wall. Well, if we're lucky, that might have taken him out of the race. So the caution is out. The pace car is out to collect the field. That saves some guys from going down a lap at least. Alright, running order under caution now. Frank Womack, Mark Huron, Rebo Womack, John Cheeseman, Jackson Vatcher, Dave Daniels, Ken Joint, why did I forget? Stephen Lowe, Jared Mogard, and Ronaldo Scott. We'll see what these pit stops look like. We should see everybody in here. I'm honestly had my fingers crossed that we may have just taken the 58 out of the race, but I bet we haven't. So we have lap cars trying to get around the field. Skid marks through the grass, come on. It's going to be an interesting restart with so many cars a lap down. Alright, who's going to win the race off of pit road? Went the wrong way through the cameras. Well, I don't think he won the race off of pit road. That was a hell of a cough. And here come the lap cars to pit road. Like I said, really kind of hoping that we're about to see the Bontempi machine park and stay parked. Or at the very least have a long enough pit stop that it Yep, 58 is done. 30 cars left running, 17 of them on the lead lap. Current running order: Mark Huron, Frank Womack, Rebo Womack, John Cheeseman, Jackson Vatcher, Dave Daniels, Ken Joint, Stephen Lowe, Jared Mogard, and Ken Joint has a problem. Problem for the 33 car. The car is slow on the apron. Team is furiously running around in their pit box. This could be very bad for this team, because this was looking like a good points finish. They're got to be hoping it could be something easy to fix. Trying to get an interview with the crew chief, see if he can tell us what the driver's reporting out there. Reporting, it sounds like it might be a loose wheel, which wouldn't be the worst thing to try to fix here. Come in, put new ones on, and get them nice and tight. Put them in a loss of track position, but track position hasn't been a huge deal, although it may start to prove to be more of a factor with all the lap cars lining up on the inside for the restarts. Into the pit lane comes the 33. You're going to be hoping that it is just the wheel that's loose and not that something's broken on the axle. Car comes to a stop. They get it up on the jack. They think it's a left side. Field's getting ready for the restart. Putting new lefts on it. And away he goes. He's going to have to get caught up, but I don't think that's going to prove to be an issue here. So he's going to have to come from the back of the queue here, but not a catastrophic failure. Does update the running order. Top 5 remain the same. Dave Daniels, Stephen Lowe, Jared Mogard, Ronaldo Scott, and then Jack Painter at the top 10. So the 33 gets to the back of the field and will slot in line all the way at the back. And we've got another car slow on the apron. Who is that? Is that the 18? 18 car, yeah. Sounds like there's something going on fuel pressure wise. I don't know if that car's going to maintain speed to get back. Pace car's going to come in either way. The 18's going to follow him in. Pace car's in. We're ready for the restart. Green, green, green. Ken trying to get going here, but there's a lot of slow lap cars that he's going to have to get through, and he needs to do it quickly because if you take too much time, you're not going to stay with the lead draft. Look at that, the 7 has gotten absolutely mullered here. Number of competitive cars got stuck back here. As Frank Womack goes to the lead. Field breaking up already, but we've got a bigger lead pack than we had before. We'll have to see if any more join them. racing. The pack's grown a little bit. Some of the same contenders, so the 24 is up here now to make it a 7-car group. 40 is up here. That's, yeah, we've got, what, 9-car group here? Who am I not counting? It wasn't here before. Oh, Dave Daniels lost this group before. And Ken Joint's trying to get up here. I think he's done it. He most certainly has. 10-car. Well, 10 lead lap cars up here. We got at least one lap car up here. The 99's hanging with it. Could be very useful for the 99 in trying to pick up some spots. If we see too many more cars going laps down. Womack's trying to get away from this. And it might be working. They didn't get away. Here comes Daniels. And good work from Ken, getting all the way through that field, not getting messed up by the lap cars, to still be in contention here. So we come up to catch the 79. That was a last-minute jump out. One's losing a lot of time. Didn't stay with the field. I don't know if that car's off song. I think they just weren't able to stay with the field. 18's out here by themselves, having pitted on the green. Do have a second group that's formed, but that group is nowhere near as quick as this group from the looks of it. So we're gonna go 3 wide here. Okay. I didn't see Frank in the middle of that 3 wide there for a second. I was wondering where he'd gone. I went, oh, he's still in his pack. Look at this 4 wide action. So they're going to catch the 18 and then a pair of much slower cars all at once. This just screw this whole lead group up. I don't think that was the right move there, Jared. Jared got around the two slow ones, but he might have lost too much time again. Frank's just barely stayed with him from the looks of it. Jared got back on terms. The 18's fallen out of the back of this group. Second pack's about to catch those two slow cars. Nice little battle here at the front, honestly. Enjoying this, although Frank does seem to be very strong. Traffic looming ahead again. It'll be 50 to go at the line here. So this pack starts to think about breaking up at the back, I think. Yeah, this pack's breaking up a bit. But maybe catching this traffic will bring it back together. Whoa, Frankie boy. Frank gets right on the back of Doug. Here come the rest of them. And another lap car coming up almost immediately. Here comes Mark looking for the lead. He's going to take it again. Bravo just hanging on now. Get around Doug here quickly. And they've all survived that kind of traffic for the time being. Yeah, they're probably going to catch the 41 before the end of the race. That's what the 99's here working for. Try to catch anybody you can. Second group's about 13 seconds back of this lead pack. It's getting a little racy here for 10 cars. Oh, something has happened. Frank Womack slows to the apron. The leader is in trouble. And the whole field nearly ran him over. What has happened to Frank Womack? It sounds like he's got a tire that's gone flat. He's coming to the pits. The strongest car of the whole weekend going to the pits under green, unscheduled stop. Womack in the pit lane. This is almost certainly going to cost him a lap. But maybe can make it from here? I don't know. We're going to only do left sides on this car? And here comes the lead draft. He's going down a lap. And pulls off the pit lane here. Probably going to end up in the second pack, if anything. But will probably be out here by themselves for a while. So Frank Womack has lost a lap. Unscheduled pit stop. Where is that going to put him in the queue? Probably 18th, yeah. So Womack now down a lap. Hoping for this to cycle is really the only way this works out for Frank. Doug Sparks pulled back onto the back of this lead group. That's surprising, because that car is not in great shape. But that has really opened this up for anybody in this pack now. Did we lose another car out of this pack? Yeah, I think we did. Who's not here? Because we had 10 cars in this lead group, and now we've only got 8. We only lost Frank. Who else dropped out of this pack? I'm trying to spot who's missing. I think maybe seeing pit stops. Yeah, the 24's coming to the pit. So somebody pitted. Okay. So Frank may not be in too bad a shape, but he lost a lot of time having to slow early to pit. But if it can cycle through and then a yellow comes out, that might save him. This 41's about to lose a lap. He kind of wants a yellow now. Any takers this lap? Almost all of them. Ken's going to be the one that stays out here. All by himself, though. This may be ill-advised. where Frank's gonna be in relation to some of these guys that have already been in and out. Frank might be okay, but I don't think he'll be with the very front of the field, but I think he will have a chance to get back up here as they merge back together down the back. Rabo definitely had a good sequence there. Comes out all by themselves. But I'll have a field breathing down their neck pretty quick here. As Ken is still not cycled through. There he is. He's going to be out of this pack. I don't know what that strategy call was. Maybe it was stretching it to be able to make it, but I don't know if that's going to help. So Frank's going to get the 0 and the 99, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to get up to these guys. We're going to see what it looks like as it cycles through. 3 cars together at the front. Group of 4 behind him trying to close in, and some other groups behind. And Frank is P10 now. I thought he was done for the day there for a minute, but he may be okay. Or at least in contention for a good finish, as the lead pack is starting to form a few more cars, more than 3 now. We've got at least 5. We might get 6 and 7 here. That 7th one is a lap down though. I think the last thing they want to do is give Frank any chance to get up here though. Frank has formed a group back there though, and they are on a hunt. We'll see if this comes together in the closing laps. Still 30 cars rolling. 16 on the lead lap. Second group didn't gain that lap, but I don't think they were fully formed up yet. Not going to get that 41 into this lead group, so Frank's going to get him for his group. And the 24 might be coming off the back of this too. These guys are trying to rip their own group apart, which might, I mean, you try to hold up for these guys, you might slow the whole group down and let the second group catch you, but if you rip the group apart, you may just force the second group to be faster more naturally. Second group's not gaining yet though. But they're going to keep getting cars if you keep dropping cars. Yeah, they're going to get that 41. So that's going to be some more help for them. 24 is going to come out of this lead group. So they're going to get that 2 back there eventually. Second group still not gaining. Catching a lap car down the back. This is going to mess this group up. Might bring the 24 back into it, though. Second group actually gained in that exchange, but they'll have to deal with these cars too. And another one still to be passed. Second group did pick up the 41. 24 really didn't capitalize on the lead group getting checked up here. But may have just gotten the break they needed because 55's been tailed off a bit. Second group gained big there. We're 3 wide for the lead. I think they've given up on staying away from the second group. Just what Frank wants to see is infighting in the lead pack. But now his group has gotten badly balked by the lap cars. Running out of laps. A lot of Chevrolets up here. Top 5, all Chevrolets. 6th place at Toyota, then a Ford, Chevy. Oh, and an engine, the 15 has just blown a motor. One of the leading cars has just blown a motor, and Rabo's struggling to get around him. 15 gets to the apron. But that's taken Rabo out of the lead draft. And the 22 has also come to a stop here on the back stretch. I feel like the yellow's got to be out for this, yes. Caution comes out. Oil clearly has to be down after that many engine failures all at once. Caution, caution, caution. So the 22 and the 15 both grinding to a halt here. We'll see if we get pit stops. There's still a car. The 90s also. Something is. We've had 3 engine failures all at once. So probably a good call to put the yellow out. Good news for anybody that was riding around here with a damaged car. 15 done for the day. Engine has indeed failed, as we suspected, from a cloud of smoke. He at least was able to drive it back, which will keep him ahead of the 22 if the 22 is also done. The 90 is likely done for the day as well when that car gets back to its pit stall. Usually don't come back from that much smoke, and the pit road's going to be open. '90 also done for the day. Well, David Baldinger was hoping to pick up some spots by riding around in the lead draft 1 lap down, and it's worked. Shame he couldn't pop out and get his lap back at the right time. That would have been really good for him. And everybody seems to have come in here together for some reason. Mark will win the race off at pit road. And it looks like the 22's got moving again. So he's going to stay in this thing. field. Lines. Interesting. Alright, that was fun. OBS dropped for a second there. Running order. Mark Huron, Stephen Lowe, John Cheeseman, Jackson Vatcher, Frank Womack, Dave Daniels, Baron McComas, Ken Joint, Ronaldo Scott, and Broderick Whitman are the top 10. We stood that under caution. Alright, pace car's going to come in there. Yeah, I don't know how this restart's going to go with what's on the bottom lane. We're going to find out right quick. It's going to be 25 to go. Dash for the checkered flag. Pace car's in. Green, green, green. The field comes up to speed. A lot of log jamming at the back as there are some very slow cars on the bottom back there. Rabo's getting stuck back there. It's going to be bad for anybody that didn't get through quickly. And here comes Dave Daniels looking for the lead. And look at this Baron McComas up at the front. Haven't seen a whole lot of him today. And Rybo has gotten back on terms with the front of the field, so that's good. I think we've got more cars up at the front of the pack than we've had all day. Well, not all day, but since the big crashes. And I'm getting a phone call. All right, racing action. Frank Womack took the lead while I was on that phone call. I suppose I could have paused, but, you know, you guys got to watch that live. And here comes Dave Daniels. He's not going to get the run here. And they're catching a lap car here. If somebody could get to the inside of Frank, that would... Ooh, Frank's going to try to go to the outside of the lap car. They're going to go both sides of the 79. And Dave Daniels is going to take the lead out of that. Here come the pair of Womacks behind him, though. And the 2 has been shuffled out of this draft. And here comes some traffic that's going to make this spicy. And Frank's going to be the one that's going to get through this. They're going to spread out about 6 wide across the racetrack, though. Look at this Doug Spark. It's a shame he lost 2 laps in all of this, because his car ain't too bad with that damage. Not the fastest thing in this. All right, Frank leads. Laps are winding down. Dave Daniels has fallen back off the tail end of this field as they continue to lap traffic. And now they're going to catch the 3 here off the corner. Things get a little tight. Oh, Rabo nearly got turned. Ooh, 33. Trying, but Rabo really wants to get up there. Is the Womack family going to go back-to-back here to start the season? And if so, which Womack will it be? 11 to go. Wow, Dave came back into this group. Lap traffic helped him. All the lead lap cars in this draft could win this race. They just got to get to Frank. To go. And if Frank catches a lap car at the wrong spot, that could really hand it to somebody here. Frank trying to stretch this field out. He's got a strong car still. Here comes Ken looking to the inside of Dave. Broderick's up here. He had been out of the lead pack due to circumstances really outside of his control. Doug Spark finally kind of getting shuffled out of the back of this group, but he's not got much to gain by being here. And they're catching Mike Carroll. 28 cars continue to circulate. If you DNF now, though, you'll still get a top 20. Maybe not. You'll get a top 25, though. Mike cuts off Frank. That's going to check the field up here. Anybody going to use that to get a run on him? It's another lap car. Philip Parker just ahead. And Frank catches him in the middle of the back and lunges out from behind him. As the field gets all stacked up behind him, here comes Broderick. Broderick with a pair of lap cars. Frank's going to try to stretch away here, see what he can do. Frank really looking to go back-to-back here to start the season, but he's still got a lot of cars behind him that have something to say about it. But they really can't seem to get to his bumper, can they? Broderick not even pulling up on him here. Five to go. They're going to catch Ben White before the checkered flag here. I don't know if they're going to catch anybody besides Ben before we get the checkers, though. Here comes Rabo charging right back through. Pair of Womacs and Ken Joint sneaking in between them. To the outside we go with Ben White. They're going to split Ben down the middle of the backstretch. Frank's going to get another huge advantage here. He might be too far out ahead now. It's going to be 3 to go. And look at this advantage that Frank's pulled. Frank pulled half a second, but they're going to come right back at him here. They're not going to have a lot of chances to do anything with him, though. Here comes Jackson Vatcher with a run. But he's got guys going to his inside from the looks of it. Jackson hasn't gotten there yet. 2 to go at the line. And now they're 3 wide behind. There's a couple of lap cars ahead, though. Here comes Ken Joint in the bottom at 33, trying to charge up here. They're going to catch these guys inside of the white flag. Here they come through 3 and 4. It's going to be the white flag here. Frank going to the outside. Frank's going to get blocked. Is he going to get all the way up to the wall? White flag in the air. They're all stacked up behind the lap cars here for a moment. Frank noses ahead. He's got Ken and Dave Daniels right on him here. It's the final lap. Somebody's got to make a move. Daniels jumps out really early. Ken just sitting there. Come on, you got to make a move. No move coming through 3 and 4. Off at turn 4. No speed coming from that 33. Frank Womack's going to go back-to-back and win the first 2 rounds of the Bonanza Series. Ken Joint comes home second. Then it's going to be Cheeseman, Daniels, Abbo Womack, Mark Huron, Ronaldo Scott, Broderick Whitman, Jackson Vatcher, Stephen Lowe, .45's coming to the pits here at the very end. Jack Painter, Baron McComas, Scott Drake, David Baldinger, Ramondre Diggs, Tony Tonto Jr., 56 of Montsevis, Jim Gunk, Stephen Davis didn't actually finish, Doug Spark, Mike Carroll, Ron Stout, Ben White, Adriano Frapporti, Patrick Calgo, Brian Lowe, Connor Germain, Philip Parker, out of the race, Jared Mogard. Is it Byron or Brandon? Bernard, idiot. Bernard Person, Matt Bontempi, Rains, Stefan Harding, Joe Polson, David Courtney, Dwight York, Jim Fitzmaurice, Kevin Corbett, Adam Beresford, Aaron Cummings, Tommy Davis, and Joe Mersdorf all out of the race. All right, quickly we'll do points. I'm going to duck out of here. Did I not export those? Damn it. Would help if I did anything right, huh? All right. Points after 2 races. Shockingly, Frank Womack is your points leader. Dave Daniels moves up to second. Ken Joint up to third. Broderick Whitman into fourth. Stephen Davis fifth. Stephen Lowe sixth. Rabbo Womack up to seventh. Tony Tonto Jr. goes up to eighth. Ron Stout ninth. Bernard Person drops down to 10th. Jackson Vatcher jumps to 11th. Ronaldo Scott up to 12th. Mondre Diggs in 13th. Jack Painter up to 14th. Patrick Cowgill down to 15th. John Cheeseman jumps all the way up to 16th. Aaron Cummings down to 17th. Scott Drake 18th. Beresford down to 19th. Mike Carroll in 20th. That is the cutoff spot for now. So far, 47 drivers have scored points in the season. Gene Stapleton being at the bottom of that sheet. Where is Kevin Corbett? Is in 32nd. Points. Doug Spark 29th. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week for Orange County.